Welcome to Wrestling in 60, a show where we present the best matches from around the country's premier wrestling conference, the Big Ten. We begin with our pick at number 7.
And now we've got another good one on our hands here, Sean. Number 18, Nicola Rivera, against number 27, Diego Sotelo.
Absolutely. Two very good wrestlers here. Sotelo performing at the national tournament in 2023-2024 with an upset coming in 2024 against Jory Volk at the time of Wyoming. Has since transferred to Minnesota. Rivera looking for a little bit of action there early. And now Sotelo with the first takedown of the match.
Great response by the grad student, enters 10-8 on the year. Graduated from Harvard last season. Holds degrees in human development and regenerative biology. We talked about how the Wolverines had 3 rounds go to sudden victory against Iowa. He was one of those 3, lost in sudden victory to Dean Peterson in a thriller.
Absolutely. Yeah, Dean Peterson having himself a year, currently ranked number 6 in the nation at 125. And an admirable loss for Sotelo there.
And for Rivera, comes in at 14-4 from Stoughton, Wisconsin, 20 miles southeast from here. But he's coming off an upset loss to Jacob Moran, lost 4-2, gave up a takedown with under a minute left in the third. A man who has his sights set on being an All-American. It seems like he's still trying to find that extra gear, the one he had earlier on in this season, Sean.
Absolutely, yeah. Rivera started the season on an absolute tear. Looking for redemption here against 27th ranked Diego Sotelo.
Almost got the escape. It's another big mat return by Sotelo. And Rivera might have something here, and he's got it. The reversal.
Sotelo looking for a little bit of back points there, but Nicola quick to capitalize on an opportunity.
Nicola Rivera, 3-time undefeated Wisconsin state champion in high school. Named Sports Person of the Year by Madison Sports his senior year, and that's across all sports.
Now Rivera in on a single leg. Looking for a little bit of an unconventional finish. Trying to hook that far leg with his ankle.
He's an unconventional wrestler, but he has reaped the rewards. And he's got the takedown!
Rivera claiming his first lead of the match here. Rivera now looking for an armbar. He's got that wrist locked up tight. Now looking to dig out. Potentially a roll through tilt.
There he goes, Sean. He's got 6 seconds to work.
And Rivera looks content to close out the period with that. Another 2 back points for Nicola Rivera. And that'll be 7-4 headed into the second period.
Might come down to the wire like the first 2 have.
Absolutely. A lot of these bouts are going to be up in the air. Very close matches, and whichever team gets the most of them, it's going to win the duel.
You ran the numbers on that?
I did, yes. I'm something of a logistist myself. Rivera now entering a quad pod, back down to his knees. Looking for a little bit of a hip roll, back to his belly. Sotelo doing a great job riding on top here. Sotelo now with the hammer lock. He's got a hammer lock and a chin, looking for a tilt.
It seems like Rivera in survival mode. Still 35 seconds left in the period.
Rivera looking for a little bit of a funk roll there. It's going to create an angle for him, but Sotelo will stay behind. Rivera had that arm briefly.
Started down in this period. And Sotelo trying to complete what would be an impressive ride out. Up over 2 minutes of ride time. Rivera wanting that escape point.
Now looking for a Peterson roll, not going to get there. He's got short time. Sotelo will throw in the legs, close out the period. Sotelo in a good spot here. It's going to be 5-7. Takedown could win it for him, but
Rivera might have something. Great scramble by Sotelo.
Sotelo doing a good job. He's got Rivera's arm trapped to his body.
And Sotelo very close to locking up ride time. But Sean, he still needs a takedown. He got one in the first period.
Yep.
And there you have it, ride time secured.
He's got the ride time. Now he's looking for a front head. Rivera looking for a fireman's. Now Sotelo looking to just turn that corner.
Rivera holding on to for dear life. And somehow he survives.
Yep, Sotelo switches off to a low ankle. He's going to look to finish. Rivera very comfortable in this spot, looking for a scramble. Sotelo doing a good job. It's looking like he's going to lock up this takedown.
He wants it. He's close. Rivera holding on for dear life to that right leg, and Sotelo frees himself. But somehow Rivera emerges unscathed.
It looked like Rivera was dead to rights, but at the last possible moment, he squares up.
Unbelievable. 30 seconds left, period 3.
And now Rivera on the attack. He's got that low single. 20 seconds left.
No stalls either side.
If Sotelo wants a chance to win, he's got to score, and he's got to score now.
Sotelo, the grad student, has 10 seconds to get a big-time takedown.
Rivera just going to stay right there.
Nicola Rivera weathers the storm and wins it.
Let's take a look at our pick at number 6.
His dad, Kevin, came over to us before the match started, said hi.
Yep.
One of our former coaches and just one of the best dudes in the world.
Always a fun guy to talk to.
Yes, he is.
A ball of life.
Yes, he is. And Drew's kind of a chip off the old block.
Yeah.
He's still like a younger version of Kevin, where he's not quite as squirrely.
Squirrely,
maybe.
yeah, that's a great word.
But the squirreliness will come. You get squirrelier as you get older. Working that underhook.
Clayton Jones won by fall over August Hibbler from Northwestern that on February 1st that kind of spurred that big win.
I didn't look
at Michigan State.
I didn't look at the match notes in that much detail, but it makes sense that there was some big bonus point wins.
Jones in on the single leg.
Yeah.
He's got leg up right now. Roberts trying to stay whizzer wrist here. Jones doing a good job of pinching with his legs, kind of controlling that leg. Now finishing, getting a little lower on it. He collects that second leg and a takedown.
That was really well done.
Very, very good job by Clayton Jones. Had the leg up, dropped down lower.
Very difficult to finish. And so him dropping down lower to the ankle and then attacking the other leg from there. Very, very well done, very strategic.
Roberts out for escape and then in on a leg of his own and is going to finish for a takedown. It was a good shot from space there from Drew.
Yep.
Kind of saw Clayton Jones standing up just a little bit taller, a little weight on that left foot, timed it right. Turn back in, quad pot up.
Yep.
Seems to work.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you see how confused Drew was?
Yeah, he's like,
his
feet are, that's just too wide.
He almost started right in the middle, trying to push the pace going into the tournament season, and he's just done a great job this year.
He had a huge win down in Carver Hawkeye Arena over Ryder Block that helped the Gophers go on to win that match, that duel. And
I think if it happens in like a flurry, then it's fine, but Drew right back in on that same shot.
Great timing there.
Yep.
Clay Jones a fake shot, and Drew timed it right.
He's got
trying to get there, fall short time, and just
get 2.
We're just gonna go 1 count on that one.
Hey, I see what you're doing. That's a stall.
What, me?
I did. Well, what are you talking? What do you mean?
Clayton up to his feet. He gets an escape now. 7-5. Roberts a long extended shot there. Jones felt that coming. He's going to re-attack, knee pick. He's in on a leg now,
Still
trying to
wrestling.
finish this. Big mat return for Clayton Jones. He gets a takedown to take the lead 8-7. Roberts does not sit down. He's out of it, and a reversal. Take the lead back.
He's got the Turk back, Mac. He was almost able to turn it at the second period, and he's working hard for it now.
Roberts has Clayton Jones in a really tough spot right now, extended, trying to get to that leg. Turk.
If he can slip that heel through.
Yeah, he's trying to step through. Jones is trying to crawl forward to get his knee back out from underneath of him. Roberts knows he can ride out here for the win. And I think I'm guessing there's gonna be a stalemate called here.
Oh no, he's got the Turk now.
Now he worked it into a Turk, so he's improved the position.
Yep. And this is gonna get tough.
This is gonna get tough, and it's gonna get painful. Roberts trying to elevate that bottom leg. Not a lot that Jones can do right here.
There it is. There's the near fall.
Yeah, that's a very, very painful.
Especially because he's got
spot.
he's got like the bow and arrow. He's got the leg pulled up. That's it.
Roberts going to turn that into a fall out of the leg, Turk. The fall for Drew Roberts on senior day here in the Materi Pavilion gives the Gophers 16 points. They now lead in the duel 14-3. Huge ovation for Drew Roberts.
How about that, Mac?
Let's take a look at our pick at number 5.
He's going to have to make Patrick Kennedy wrestle out of his way of wrestling, and that's not easy to do. I mean, Patrick Kennedy has his way, stays in the middle, right on the logo, and makes you wrestle inside and right there, drops down. He's like in a phone booth there, but he's just so able to drop down, get in on the legs. But Bo Mantanona he's an incredible scrambler.
Coming off a big win last week for Patrick Kennedy against Carson Hartzlaw, 5th-ranked wrestler in the country over there for Ohio State.
The key for Kennedy here will be clean finishes, because you don't want to get in a scramble with a scrambler like Mantanona. So he wants to be crisp, working on the head there, dropping down to the singles, working the 2-on-1. You're never going to find Kennedy backing up. I mean, he looks like he got dinged in the eye, got a little blood right there. Well, in a culture where nobody wants to wait on anything, Patrick Kennedy's career early on didn't go the way it was wanting to, because he wasn't, he wasn't the man. But he said, hey, I just got to get better. I'm going to stay right here, and I'm going to keep putting the work in. And he has. And like you said, I mean, 4th on the podium last year, and he's one of the top wrestlers in the country right now. Just really putting some nice finish on a great career at Iowa.
Bo Mantanona out there for Michigan right now. His brother Brock Mantanona, he's on deck. He'll be going next year on 184. Him and his brother have gone 27-9 for Michigan. Been a great addition here in this lineup, and 17 bonus point wins here for the two brothers in back-to-back weights for Michigan. Been super solid, but Patrick Kennedy so far is trying to come around for the takedown.
He wants to try to shelf that leg right there, come in, get his leg in, and here's the scrambling ability of Bo Mantanona, but the good fundamental position of Kennedy is not going to let him come through. They're going to have a stalemate.
Kennedy kept that leg when he rolled through, and that's what kept him from staying on his back.
Good breakdown. Look at that right knee, taking the knee out from Mantanona right there, trying to break him down, then hooking back there. Really nice job, moving. Nice trip down. Again.
Takes him back.
Sets him down, looking for the head lever, putting the pressure on, looking for the inside near wrist. A lot of out to those toes. See how his knees aren't even down on the mat.
Working that wrist here.
Look at that pressure. That's wearing out Mantanona on the bottom right there. And good pressure by Kennedy.
Now he's working the other side. Patrick Kennedy, 18-5 in his career here inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. He's trying to end it as a 6-year senior in a big way.
A Michigan man himself from a prep standpoint. And so back home for Kevin Jackson on the staff of Sean Bormat.
Tell you what, Kennedy's really riding Bo Mantanona here. 1:33 of riding time. He's kept the pressure all over Mantanona.
Well, what he's done too is he's the one that has the urgency in the 10 seconds after a whistle is blown. And so I was going to say it was 40 seconds left when that segment started, and I was saying Mantanona needs to, really show some urgency here in the next 10 seconds, and it was actually Kennedy, and Kennedy rides him out the entire time.
Up and out of there, Kennedy, no problem.
Yeah, so far it's been surgical. Kennedy's attack here. He knows where he's at. He doesn't have any stalling call. The stall call has been on Mantanona right now. Can't break through. See, he's not breaking through. Good defense, good down block. Pretty soon the riding time's going to be secure, but it's just a takedown away for Mantanona.
Yep, and that is secured. So Patrick Kennedy essentially a 2-0 leader over Mantanona.
Mantanona would like to steal one right here, and he's got 30 seconds to do it. You can't get back to past the head-hands defense. You're going to have a hard time. Now, here's what he
Mantanona.
wanted. He's got him cracked down.
In on the legs, he's got 20 seconds.
He's got an opportunity because he likes this position. Now he cuts across. He comes across and he gets the three, and he steals it.
Takes the takedown. Stall calling on Mantanona.
That's going to take
that will go ahead and make it a 3-2 match. Riding time secured. Right now, essentially, we are tied 3-3.
That's exactly right. And it's a timing thing. They want to see if it really was 5 counts below the hips.
So Coach Sean Bormat will use his first challenge. If he is successful, the brick will go back to him. But the officials will go to the replay for the very first time today.
Call on the mat is confirmed. Stalling.
So it is a 3-2 match, but with riding time, it is essentially a 3-3 match. 2 seconds remain. And to sudden victory we go. Patrick Kennedy. Nothing yet.
And again, now Mantanona loves to be in. I would say that's really close to a takedown, and they did not give it to him. Mantanona loves to be in this position, the scramble position.
Scrambling back and forth.
And Mantanona with the head up, trying to come forward. If he can slip that ankle and come out on top.
Nothing awarded yet.
There's
and
the
takedown. Bo Mantanona. What a win for Michigan. It took overtime. Wow, what a win. At 174, the first top 10 win this season for Bo Mantanona.
Let's take a look at our pick for number 4. Lillard, a redshirt junior from Aurora, Ohio, 11-4, 3-3 in the Big Ten. Araujo, like Lillard, 3-3 in the Big Ten. He's 12-6. What do you see as being the keys here?
Well, I think we agree that this is one of the the important matches here. 2 evenly matched guys that have been going out there and taking their licks, but out there giving out a few too as well. They've been difficult to wrestle their opponents. Always a good scrambler, good in the top position, and able to get out from underneath. He's gone pretty tight with some close guys. When you see Lillard with that underhook situation right there that he has, it's an advantage here for him. Right, plants Araujo's head on the mat here, so able to follow it up. Here, can he get a neck return?
He's behind the Cornhusker looking for that mat return. It would score 3.
Yeah, he's got his hand split though. Right now you want to think about dropping your hips. And you see where Araujo is pushing that knee away right there. He's not able to drop his hips. And as he did that, was able to go ahead and make the big turn, come up square.
Good defense there from the redshirt freshman from Bismarck, North Dakota, LJ Araujo, a 5-time North Dakota state champ.
You guys got yourself there. Get out of it.
Well, he took a good one there because that underhook that Lillard had right there, he planted his forehead right there on the mat and come up neutral in that position was huge. He doesn't panic.
Araujo coming off a big win over Braden Scholes. Went to the NCAAs as a 27 seed. Mentioned 3-3 in the Big Ten. All 3 of his Big Ten victories, bonus points.
Wow, look at the patience of Araujo here, working that 2-on-1 hard earlier part of the match. And he follows it up here with a shot. And the athletic ability right there, turning that whizzer in here. This is a great scramble position.
Both these guys have had a pretty good scoring opportunity. Solid defense has kept this scoreless.
Wow. Lillard coming back and baits him into stepping into that ankle pick. See Lillard working that whizzer right there in that position.
Keeps that ankle. And now he gets to the body.
That whizzer's a little bit weak. Can he stay on the mat? Kind of walk him back a little further.
Down to 20 seconds in this first period. Araujo with the body lock.
Yeah, and he keeps the whizzer. Lillard doing an
and that time he's able to sink it in deeper.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
But there's nothing there. Araujo lost his position right there. Now with short time, no real estate.
I got to tell you this, Jim. I'm not a big fan of 0-0 first periods, but that was some good action. Yeah. That's as good of a 0-0 first period as you're ever going to see.
That's 0-0 plus.
Coming up at 197, Araujo goes on bottom. Off the whistle, pops to his feet here in the second period. Lillard with a half Nelson. And it's 1-0.
Now, you've got to be careful with Araujo. He wasn't looking for an escape there at all. He was looking for a reversal. He's really good in the top position.
Last season, Lillard won the Midlands. It was Indiana's first champion at the Midlands in over a decade. Sweep single attempt from the Cornhusker as they go collar tie ear to ear.
Yeah, the reason why I bring that up here, and you see Lillard answering here with a single leg shot right now. I don't know if Lillard wants to go in the down position against Araujo, so it's like you've got to go ahead and, this possible cradle lockup right there.
Araujo has Lillard crunched up. He's got that cradle locked.
1, 2.
Araujo is going to score some near fall.
And you can do a lot with a guy that has these type of skills. Tough in the top position.
He's a hammer on top.
Yeah.
And he's young.
And he's a good scrambler now. And just if he can just become tough to score on his feet here, he could make some huge strides. Maybe get on that podium, and this is all part of it.
Keeps that cradle. Lillard continues to fight. We're down to 25 seconds. You see Lillard holding onto that right leg.
Yeah, there's nothing really Lillard can do in this position if he maybe breaks that grip and then post to try to get up to break the cradle. Post on his hands, try to come back up. So he's on his hands right there. Right? You don't want to go down to your shoulder or your hip. And right now, you see the point of that left shoulder down, and it's going to settle for the points at the end of the period.
On Big Ten Plus, Iowa wrestling Purdue. During those highlights, I mentioned Iowa up next, Oklahoma State. That's a non-conference that's coming up. But today they have Purdue at Purdue, and a big matchup at 165, a top 5 showdown with Mikey Caliendo of Iowa and Joey Blaze of Purdue. Good level change there from Lillard, trying to get himself back into this match.
A little bit different shot there, shot to the other side of the body. Does he have a double locked up right there? And that's where you see the flexibility and the hip strength of Araujo. Now he's cut the corner pretty well. A nice job by Lillard keeping that left shoulder on the inside part of the leg. Now he's going to try to cast across, get a little bit better position to be able to switch to 2. Switch to 2 legs. He does do that. He should score.
The takedown makes it 8-5. We got 1:10 remaining in this third period as the challenge break comes in from the Nebraska corner.
Yeah, I think I didn't see anything. Oh, he's talking about having his hands locked around the waist there. Maybe up in the crotch that he didn't have full control. Switch off to a double. When he comes across here, I think he's contesting that. He gets that crotch lock right there all the way through this whole sequence. Cast across, right? See, the grip is unlocked right there. Will he switch to a double right there before he locks up? I think he does. I think those are points.
Review. We have takedown.
And that takedown stands 8-5, still over a minute remaining. Riding time and on factor.
Anybody's match.
Absolutely. Both guys 3-3 in the Big Ten. Nice job off that underhook.
Yeah, and he gets both legs again. He's probably going to have to cut him right now real quickly. And as he does do that, it makes it a 10-8 match. No riding time.
2-point match. Lillard trying to rally back. He trailed it 7-0. Gets that underhook on the left.
Good commitment right there by Lillard. He's going to go ahead and try to go ahead, and he can't allow himself to get tied up here like this ear to ear.
Lillard looking to upset 7th-ranked LJ Araujo. He's got a half a minute remaining.
Araujo doing a good job right there. He gets to the edge, but he also shoots in.
That's a time hog.
Yeah. And now he's in a switch position right there. Can he switch off to a double and get his finish going?
Taking time off the clock, we are down to 10 seconds.
Nothing.
Good job, Araujo, continuing with the motion.
Final seconds, and LJ Araujo hangs on for the 10-8 decision. Fun match. You're at 165. Araujo now 4-3 in the Big Ten. A nice weekend. He beat Braden Scholes in Champaign. And a tight one against Tyler Lillard here on this Sunday afternoon. Now, let's take a look at our pick for number 3.
And let's see here. Antron Taylor likes to get a leg attacks. Cannon Webster loves to get into nice counter defense. See what gives here. Antron Taylor, the defending national champ, and Cannon Webster looking to get on that All-American podium.
Mantrell Taylor, 17-2 on the season, 13-2 in duels.
Yeah, one of the things to watch for here early is, Cannon Webster is just such a great hand fighter, works the edge of the mat to perfection. If he can get that early stall call, it could change some of the momentum here. Taylor coming off a massive, massive victory against P.J. Duke of Penn State. And like we said, Tony dropped too early, and he's been on a roll lately.
Both these wrestlers very tall for 157.
Antron Taylor, the hometown boy out of Omaha, Nebraska, just won that national title last year with Joey Blaze. Upsets by both wrestlers to get there, and Taylor came on top against Blaze to win his first national title, and won a national title right after his teammate, Ridge Lovett.
You talked about it, Brian. He is so lethal on top. Will he get a mat return? A big mat return for Antrell Taylor.
One beat Jordan Williams, the same factor, was able to ride him out.
Still on top is Taylor after that big mat return. Webster up to his feet, trying to work on those wrists, and he's out. Webster takes the lead 1-0 here in the second. The Cornhuskers have wrestled very defensively.
Yeah, Cannon loves to get into a little snap down, go behind. It looked like he's looking for an outside single. He's got an ankle pick.
That right ankle just not moving back fast enough for Antrell Taylor, and he is in trouble against Cannon Webster. 24 seconds for Webster to do something. Can he pick that ankle? He can't. And they go out of bounds and will stand up, putting the pressure on Antrell Taylor.
Yeah, and that I'm a little disappointed. He was in control in that single. He needed to be more patient, pulling back in the southern mat. Seemed like he ran him off the mat to get that stall call, and it didn't happen. When you got the national champ in that kind of situation, Tony, you have to take advantage of it.
Red choice.
He's already been warned for stalling once. You know they're going to push the pace, especially on the edge of the mat.
Immediately up for Antrell Taylor. So a 1-1 match here in the third. It has been a dogfight here in the 157, our marquee matchup in the pregame.
Yeah, what Illinois wants here with Cannon Webster, they want to keep Taylor's back to the edge of the circle, Tony. That's generally where you get those stall calls, and you got two of the best officials out here, Peter Mankiewicz, Kurt Frost, and they know what they're looking at here. But Taylor knows it too. He keeps pulling him back in the center. Very tactical, very, very smart wrestler in Antron Taylor.
Another red warning call. There's the point for Cannon Webster, and he'll stand up and take a couple steps back. He knows he's got the lead now, minute 15. Cannon Webster on the verge of a big upset here at Huff Hall. Antron Taylor has to go here, 1:05 left.
Tony, and this is exactly the two styles. Very explosive Antron Taylor, and Webster, one of the best defensive wrestlers in the country.
The reigning national champion at 157 on the ropes right here, right now against Cannon Webster. 45 seconds left. Shot attempt defended by Webster.
And Kurt.
Now a green warning.
And Manning is out of this chair, almost on the mat. So is James Green and Schneider. They're looking for that stall call.
And so is the entire Illinois bench as well. Lucas Bird up behind his coach. There's a big shot attempt by Antron Taylor, defended well again by Cannon Webster. 20 seconds left. Throw by
he's got him in a body lock here.
He's got a very good position. Does the national champion, can he get the ankle pick? He gets him down to the mat, and 3 points for Antron Taylor. He came back, and Nebraska's bench pops off. Mark Manning giving everybody high fives. He'll ride him out, and Antron Taylor survives.
Had that body lock, Tony, deep, and I knew as soon as he had it in there, that's the strength. That's the national champ. He had him locked, used that leverage to his advantage, and Taylor comes out on top.
Now, let's take a look at our pick for number 2.
With number 3 ranked Michael Caliendo, the junior from Geneva, Illinois. 94-16 career record for Caliendo. Blaze has beaten multiple ranked opponents this season. Caliendo is an established All-American contender.
Off the rip, we can see a lot of aggression coming from both opponents. Caliendo coming with that hard, heavy pressure. Joey Blaze pushing back on it.
Caliendo's 21-6 tech fall victory on Friday night. And the crowd really fed into the momentum swing in Iowa. He came off one of his most dominant performances of the season. Blaze still yet to be taken down this season. Now, partner, we've talked about the first period of each of these matchups up to this point. And all of those matchups have been feeling out processes. There's no feeling out here in this matchup at 165.
Absolutely not. Both of these are experienced wrestlers, have wrestled each other previously, or someone from their team most likely. Looking at them, it's just straight aggressiveness. They know what they're doing. Off the whistle, what we saw from Blaze is that immediately head tap, which can throw off your opponent, showing them, hey, I'm not going to back down, which is what we're seeing from Joey Blaze. Same thing from Caliendo. What we're seeing is there's a lot of pressure right now. Joey Blaze in on that high single right now, circling around trying to get it. Caliendo's got his foot stuck, making it a little bit harder, putting them in a possible stalemate.
Blaze was climbing up, no points awarded. Now Blaze stands up, still has that leg trapped by Caliendo, trying to break free. Blaze needs to try to pull that leg out to get the 3-point takedown.
The fun thing about experienced matches like this is you'll get in different positions and different scrambles that you have no idea what to call or what to do.
A deep pick on that ankle is Caliendo. Blaze digging, trying to get the call. No points awarded.
Blaze still fighting, even though he's on his side, circling around. He's still got that leg trap.
Blaze still has the leg, looking for the 3. 3 is the call. Blaze gets the takedown. And the referee is shaking his head at Blaze, saying no 3. And the Boilers will take a look at it as Tony Erzlin throws the brick out.
Yeah, see what we're seeing right here is, like I said, that 3 points of contact. He's got 2 arms around him and a lot of pressure on that leg. He has nothing right there.
So no 3-point takedown. It's 0-0 with 30 seconds left in period number 1. Purdue still looking for it. Great defense there from Caliendo, and also the mat presence being by the edge of the mat. Under 20 seconds. Blaze pulls Caliendo in.
Good sprawl by Caliendo is what we're seeing right now.
Under 5 seconds, period number 1. And we will head to period number 2, tied at 0.
Caliendo already sitting out and standing up. Joey Blaze trying to hold him down with that crossbody. Anything he can do.
Blaze essentially on one leg right now. Cartwheels his way through. Caliendo still has a vice grip on that right ankle of Joey Blaze. Blaze has a hold of that left ankle of Caliendo. And what is Blaze trying to do with that momentum, with the grip on the ankle there?
Well, what he was trying to do is when you have that ankle, you're going to want to elevate it, like releasing their Caliendo's stability on that knee, flattening him out a little bit better. So when you elevate it really quick, it immediately just shucks him down to his chest. Well, what we're seeing right now is just like a casual sit out from Joey Blaze, and he's grabbing his foot to tie it a little tighter on Caliendo's body. Right now he's getting that chicken wing in that half. Throw it either way and you got some back points.
You see Caliendo peeking up at the clock here. Under 50 seconds in period number 2. Blaze in good positioning here. Caliendo trying to shrug Blaze off. And Caliendo, most of the way into the period, will get the 1-point escape. Blaze has the single right now. Blaze trying to get the 3-point takedown. He has both legs now.
He switches to a double, he circles.
Blaze tries to get that leg over. 3 is the call, and Joey Blaze finally gets the first 3-point takedown of the matchup with under 20 seconds in period 2. Under 10 seconds, Blaze trying to ride out the period, possibly looking for more. No time to slack though, as Caliendo can get the 1-point escape, and he does. As we get underway in period 3. Blaze does have the advantage in ride time. He's at 1:35. It is counting in reverse right now with Caliendo on top. Blaze flips it around. Blaze so strong, trying to pull Caliendo up. Caliendo grabs onto that leg, no points awarded to Blaze.
Blaze sitting out, trying to put his pressure on the back, trying to sit.
Joey Blaze does have to be careful though. He does have the stall warning from period number 1. Doesn't want to get called and lose a point on a stall. Caliendo with a death grip on that leg of Blaze. And Blaze gets the 2-point reversal. 5-2 is the score. The real work begins now though for Joey Blaze. 5-2 is the lead. He has the 1-point ride time advantage. But Caliendo has to go to work now, and he knows. Caliendo gets the 2-point reversal, and he gets the 1-point escape. Blaze shoots the single. It's 6-4. Blaze, was awarded the 1-point escape. It's a 2-point matchup. 40 seconds to go in the period.
Blaze not letting go of that high C. Caliendo locking in his other side. So what is happening here is we could either have just a strong stalemate or Joey just going for that cradle. What he's doing is reaching for that other leg. Caliendo hopping over, going straight into the splits, pushing away. A little less than 15 seconds now.
Ride time is locked for Blaze. He's up 7-4. Under 10 seconds.
I'd be careful here, right here.
Kicking Joey in the back of the head from Caliendo. what is going on, but time will expire. And Joey Blaze looks to the faithful in Holloway with a smile and says, that one's for you. Winner by decision, 7-4 as he upsets number 3 ranked Michael Caliendo. Blaze saying, are you not entertained?
Let's take a look at our pick for number 1. 184, Dylan Fishbach. Wrestling Rocco Welsh. Rocco Welsh ranked number 1. Of course, Rocco coming to State College from Columbus in 2024, then as a true freshman. He wrestled Carter Storaci of Penn State in the national final. That was a 2-0 final. Welsh 15-0, 9 bonus point victories from Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. 4-time finalist, 2-time state champ at Waynesburg Central. And Dylan Fishbach coming to Columbus from NC State.
Rocco had quite a run there for the Buckeyes. They're making it to the finals, and you know, he was just a tough guy. You know,
still is.
Well, of course he is. He's even tougher now because he's got a lot of, you know, he's starting to see his technique. I think he's a really good scorer. I mean, we've seen him be able to go ahead and attack both sides of the body. And, you know, Fishbach, guy that keeps good position out there, the transfer from NC State, I believe he's an ACC champion.
Fell in the blood round in both 2024 and 2025, coming off a win over Gabe Arnold. He beat the Hawkeye 4-1.
Mantanona just ended up at the top position and did a little mat return at the edge of the mat and wins the match in overtime. It's crazy.
Mentioned that run that Welsh went on. He was 3rd at the Big Tens and then was a 6th seed and made the national final. Here's Fishbach. Good opportunity here for the Buckeye in a single leg.
Yep, he's got that hips up there, trying to go ahead scoop. He scores and covers the hips.
Rocco Welsh in dual meets taken down for just the 4th time this season. 3-0 for Dylan Fishbach. Looking for a mat return there on the edge. 1:20 remaining in the first period. Ohio State bench cheering on the 8th ranked 184-pounder.
Good mat return. Rocco coming back up, now sweeping the other direction. You know, this doesn't seem like much, Shane, but you know, you get 3 or 4 of these, all of a sudden you've got, 30 seconds of riding time.
But those are the little things that win big matches. The quick escapes, finishing periods on top, scoring first, maintaining good position, knowing what the score is, how many cautions, what's the mat awareness.
Yeah, and right now with those front trips, he's tried, you know, it's not just the same type of return as well. He's sweep both directions. Now he's burning a little clock here at the edge.
Fishbach 3-3 in Big Ten duels. As I mentioned, he's in some tight matches. In sudden victory, 4-1 scores. Lost to Max McAnally and Angelo Ferrari, so he's right there with the best in the country. He's ranked 8th himself. Now we're down to 20 seconds.
Yeah, looking for that cross wrist. Now he gets the tricep on the far side. You know, what you want to try to do is scoop up that near leg. If you can, scoop up that near leg. Kind of push him back down. If he comes back up, he can come into the Navy ride there, but they're going to get Fishbach for stalling, and I think, to be honest with you, I think you take that.
Absolutely, and with 5 seconds left.
Try to get his hips out. Right there, explosive stand-up, hands locked.
And Dylan Fishbach gets a takedown midway through the first period.
And basically see if I can get out within that 30 seconds. But the second thing about that is you change the optics of the match, okay? If you win, the referee's not going to let you ride for another 2 minutes, okay? So that's why you want to go down in this position, get the quick escape, which he does, and he's maintained his riding time. You have Fishbach basically keeping a low stance, wrestling about a half head lower. We'll see if Rocco Welsh can go ahead and try to stuff the head, get some sort of angle, some sort of pick. Now, this is really the first time that we've seen Fishbach with a good lead with wrestling a great wrestler. Look how low he is, right? half head lower. That makes a difference. Back in on that shot. Now he's on the inside. Yeah, he's on the inside of the leg this time. Okay, comes back. Right, I think you're better off probably trying to finish it on the inside, but it allows Rocco to square up. Now he's got some work to do just to stay neutral.
Probably going to get a stalemate here.
Rocco Welsh's legs, and on the inside, he just couldn't do it. Didn't do the same. His body didn't do the same thing to go ahead and try to finish. Just pop your hips in.
Nice shot there from Rocco Welsh.
Squared up pretty well. He's got the head stuffed.
Better defense from Fishbach.
I think Fishbach is content to stay in this position.
And Jim Welsh will have choice in the third. He trails it 4-0. And Fishbach stays with Welsh.
Yeah, that was
early third period.
True, because you give up that point, but he's staying with them, so effectively it's a 5-0 lead and a great mat return on the edge. I agree with you totally, Shane. You don't want to get a stall warning here with this action. That's why the ride out in the first period was just huge, right there.
So riding time is locked up for Fishbach. He leads it 4-1. Essentially 5-1 with that riding time point. So Welsh, number 1 ranked at 184. He's undefeated, but he's up against the ropes.
Oh, Rumpel right back in on a shot, that low shot right there. Now he's got to go ahead and try to square up there. It looks like Welsh has an opportunity to score, and he does.
So Rocco Welsh, still plenty of time with just over a minute remaining.
So riding time is not locked.
Yep, riding time is locked up. Collar tie there from Rocco Welsh.
Remember, Fishbach has been called for stalling, so he's got to stay right there in the middle. He don't want to give one up in the middle.
So our graphic was incorrect. Riding time now is locked up. Now it's locked up for Fishbach. So he's up by 2. A takedown would win it for Welsh. We're inside of 30 seconds. Welsh keeping that pressure on, but can't get through the head-hands defense. Now into a front headlock, trying to spin around, changes direction and gets the takedown on the edge. Rocco Welsh finding a way. Listen to this crowd. 16,000 going crazy. Winners win.